Hello, hello. Welcome to YRK Today. My name is Marcus Staley III, and on this episode of YRK Today, we're going to go through some news. I've got an interesting piece of history for you, and we're going to have a recap of the annual meeting on January 27th. Hello again. Welcome to YRK Today, the Yadkin River Keepers News and Outreach Podcast. The Yadkin River Keeper is a water quality nonprofit based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and it serves the Yadkin PD River Basin through sampling, advocacy, and education. Details on donating or becoming a member can be found at yadkinriverkeeper.org. My name is Marcus Staley III. I'm the communications specialist for the Yadkin River Keeper. And first up on the docket is something you might have missed in environmental news. All news moves pretty fast these days, so I'm not going to blame you for not knowing everything. So, in late 2019, the Conservation Trust of North Carolina, they secured a 229-acre tract of land at Thunderhill Overlook. It's incredibly amazing. You can see it from the Blue Ridge Parkway. The posts are 290 to 291, actually. And the CTNC executive director said the land not only supports significant wildlife habitat, but also holds the headwaters of the Yadkin River. Shout out Yadkin River Basin. Woo, we're in it. Just in it. So that's news from late 2019. And as for today, well, January has been a month of refocusing. And during that time, we have decided to focus more on outreach and diversity. Actually, we were granted over $22,000 for diversity initiatives. That's actually how my position was funded, and that's how the staff next Monday and Tuesday, February 10th and 11th, we're going to phase 2 of the Racial Equity Institute, or REI, their phase 2 of their training. And that's going to be, I remember the first one was very, very potent. It gave a lot of context and order about all the structures that are in play that aren't just feelings of racism. No, there's structures of racism, and it was presented very beautifully and very organically, and I'm excited for what they have planned and what they know works in the second round. Moving on, did you want to know something really cool about North Carolina and the Yadkin River specifically? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for that. So of 750 suspected stone fish weirs in the southeast U.S., North Carolina has the largest number. And, drumroll please, the Yadkin PD River has the highest number of fish weirs ever examined. Right here in our basin. So what's a fish weir? Well, the significance lies in that they're indicators of prehistoric peoples on the land. They span a whole river, and they're in the shape of either a V or a W, and they were used for funneling fish and catching fish. You should definitely Google fish weirs, fish WEIRS. You will have it's so cool. Also, something else that's pretty cool, or something that you can do if you're at one of our events, like the annual meeting that I'm about to talk about, is ask Brian Fannin, the riverkeeper, about beavers. You'll thank me later. And he'll thank me later. So this January 27, 2020, we had our annual meeting, and as a sign of growth to membership and retention, attendance went up to 90 people registering from 65 last year. So we got a pretty hot event. It was held at and catered by Footnote Coffee and Cocktails downtown Winston-Salem on 4th Street. They used sustainably grown chicken from Crossings Farm, who also provided a gift basket for our raffle. Also, the Yadkin River Keeper does advocate for sustainable farming and agriculture, so it was interesting seeing sustainably grown chicken incorporated into our catering. So thank you to Crossings Farms and Footnote. Also, a huge thanks to the John Ray Trio. Shout out to Jonathan Green on the drums. They played at our annual meeting last year, and no doubt it was just as beautiful as their cool jazz on that cool January night. We started off with a very, very special thanks to Vanessa for her hard work as the president of the board of the Yadkin River Keeper. There's a short video clip that you'll probably be able to catch soon on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. you can see her say thank you, and it just feels. So I was there. You could feel how heartfelt it was. There was real care in the room. I appreciated being able to witness that. It was a nice moment. Next up, Edgar Miller, the executive director of the Yadkin River Keeper, had a slideshow going over the highlights of everything, good and bad. I'm gonna figure out if we can get it on the website, yadkinriverkeeper.org, and all that information is incredibly useful to just be aware of all the things impacting our watershed. Next, Brian, the river keeper, explained from his perspective the things that were highlights, good and bad, from the past year. Brian's work is a lot more on the ground, so he's gathering data with samples and everything like that. So he made a point to thank donors for the probes that we were able to get. The new probes help us more accurately sample data, as well as give us the chance to store our own data, which is incredible in terms of being able to prove environmental impacts over a period of time. The period of time is the most crucial and important part of that. Brian didn't fail to mention as well the things negatively impacting our watershed. For example, 300 million chickens are produced in our watershed annually, and that just facilitates potential hazards to water quality. And that's why it's important to praise sustainable farm and agriculture operations like Crossings Farms. We've only got one of these Yadkin River basins, so it's important that we take care of it, but also invest in the people that we see taking care of it. And luckily for us, someone who has been taking care of river basins in North Carolina for decades was our main speaker. Tom Earnhardt, a student of North Carolina, produced some 90 episodes of the statewide natural resource series, Explore North Carolina. He came to speak, and his perspective resonated with the room. Among so many wise words he spoke, one vivid metaphor rose into my mind. He said, when on a rowboat, to move forward, you're looking back, constantly made aware of what you're passing. He said, it slows you down. And that strikes me because rivers were highways of the past. And now it may be a time for us to reconnect with our rivers, but not to speed things up like the news, but to slow things down, to look around and appreciate everything that we have. Tom's message was special. The information from Edgar and Brian was insightful, and the event was beautiful and fulfilling. If you want to be a part of the Yadkin River Keeper and come to this event next year, you can find all that information for membership and donation at yadkinriverkeeper.org. My name is Marcus Staley III. This is YRK Today. Have a good one.